Welcome to Crowns of Fire.
This is a brand new series hosted by me and my buddy Jester. I guess we get started now. We'll explain more while we start, collecting supplies. This is just us enjoying ourselves, playing Minecraft, and just sharing what we do. For me and Jester, we'll just be playing survival mode. It's just us two, but eventually we do want to get some more content creators on here, but that's probably sometime next year. Mainly what we're doing is we're just playing around, and we're gonna start off just some basic survival stuff, little house, supplies, collect some minerals, and then we move on to our bigger projects, which are larger bases, more mini games, shops, just really anything you want to build, which we've had some pretty big bases in the past, huh?
Yeah. Like the giant beer stein?
Oh, not again. I thought we were past that reference.
It is a giant beer stein.
It is not a giant beer stein.
It is.
It is not.
It is.
Not.
You call my bases small, I call your bases beer steins.
Fair enough. I'm still not used to the Java controls yet.
Yeah.
Mainly crafting.
After collecting resources for a while, we decided it was time to head underground and do a little crafting.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Okay, it is chat.
I made a mistake.
What?
I crafted like
What?
15 pickaxes.
How many?
It was an accident.
Done this.
Oh boy.
My goodness, you die.
At this point, me and Jester had decided it was about time we went out and found a permanent place to settle. So this is part of our trip until we find a rather interesting cave.
I already see redstone. This is promising.
Yeah, this rooted dirt is going to be very coveted if we ever need to do any, dirt-related builds.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, goodness.
Skelly,
That took much
Skelly.
longer to find.
Yeah, a cave. I don't know how we didn't run into a cave sooner. My iron.
I claim the diamonds.
What? Diamonds? This is my cave!
Claim them. They're mine.
This is my cave. Oh. I didn't, you're
You
alive.
almost just
I
pushed
know,
me
I
off.
didn't mean to. It was an accident. I forget there's hitboxes for everything. Mine.
I claim them.
Mine. Fine, but you gotta be able to mine them. Oh yeah, we also like to
I'm
use
lapis.
diamonds as money.
Yeah, I like using diamonds as money because it's a reasonable thing. But he keeps trying to bring in Bitcoin, aka emeralds.
I wasn't trying to use emeralds. I was trying to use every
Yes,
other
you
one.
were. You could literally try to use emeralds.
No, emerald
Once.
ore. There's a difference.
Emerald ore is so much harder to get.
Exactly why it's worth so much more.
No, you need something. If it's got to be hard to get, but it can't be something that almost no one has.
Okay, why are creepers so dumb in Java? They're not as dumb as I...
I got that. I got that.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. At least nothing fell in lava.
At least they're down in Java.
Boom!
What?
I found bread.
A bread?
Bread.
Bread?
Bread.
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 I've lost my way.
Of course you have.
What do you mean, of course I have? You're the one who usually loses his way.
You're the one who goes caving more.
That is true. Okay, just gotta collect this diamond without letting it fall to the floor. Come on, diamond.
I decide if I'm
No!
pretty ill. There we go. I made it back to the.
I don't know where the bed is, but I dropped a single diamond. Oh,
Dropped
gosh.
a single diamond.
Yep. I can't even get it. There's too many mobs. Dang it. It's a waste of a diamond. I'm heading back to the surface.
I just tried to make a very chunky pickaxe. I didn't make sticks. I just used the wood.
You needed a
Like,
pickaxe that would
I think
fit
you
your
could've flipped-
gargantuan hands.
Yeah, you could have flipped it upside down and it would have been just as useful.
What?
You're mining a tree.
You saw nothing.
You're cutting down a tree.
You saw nothing.
You were cutting down a tree.
And you saw nothing.
I very much did see something.
Nothing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I really want.
Oh,
to
yes! Yes.
Village?
No.
Of course it didn't.
Pillager farm.
You made me start recording too.
Pillager
What?
farm.
Oh, villager farm.
Pillager farm.
Oh,
Let me write
nay.
you.
You don't have a saddle yet, though.
Yes, I do. Ah, let me ride you.
I have so much food, but it's all uncooked.
Another pillager base?
Another one?
Dude, we will be able to raid. Ooh. I forgot about a feature in the
Take
new
so many
update.
raid farms.
A feature in the new
What?
update is instead of pillagers with banners giving you bad omen, they drop a bottle of bad omen.
Oh, so you can. Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
I cannot find stupid village. I found multiple cherry areas. I found 3 pillager outposts, but not a single village.
Yeah, that's funny.
Pillager outposts are rare, too. Villagers should not be. Jungle? No! Savannah? No!
What?
Bamboo forest, jungle, and savannah, but no village.
So we're gonna be halfway. We're gonna be most of the way across the whole map by the time we figure out where either our villages or where we're gonna put our start bases.
I want to put our start
Needs to
bases
be
near
near
a
a
village. I found a village! I found a village! I did it! I did it!
I finally made it.
You're here?
Finally caught up behind
Buddy.
the man with the
Buddy!
light speed horse.
It is a very fast horse. Okay, sleep. Find a bed and sleep. Whew. After over an hour of hunting, we finally found a village. This is where we're going to leave off episode 1. Next episode, we're going to be coming back. We're going to build up villager hall and an iron farm so we can have lots and lots of iron, which is something we're going to need mass quantities
We're?
of. We're. Yes, we're.
Where? Where?
Do you want iron?
Yeah, but you're the one who normally builds this stuff.
Yes, but I need help moving the villagers.
You also normally do that too.
Yes, and it's a lot of work for one man.
Welcome to Crowns of Fire Episode 2. Today I would like to discuss my late game goals and just give a progress report on everything I've been working on. As you can see, the village has been decimated. Just absolutely leveled. This is like the only structure that is still here intact. And this is our villager breeding area. We just throw them a whole bunch of bread. And this is the only structure that stayed. Very crucial for our villager trading hall over here. This just little line here. Each of these is a module holding one villager. Each of these villagers offers a different trade. We have a whole bunch of different enchantments, maps, and all these emerald trades. Pretty much anything we're going to need, we're going to get from villagers here. I still need to add a few more rows of these to be able to trade all the enchantments and get a whole bunch of emeralds, but that's much later game. We've also constructed this small farm, which has kind of become obsolete since I've built a much larger version, which I will show in a minute. I've built a small building over there, and Jester has built a rather wonderful looking little barn here, although he has not completed it yet, and I don't know if he will because he's already moved on to his permanent base. But still, it's looking real great over here. This is a very small pumpkin farm, which I plan on making a much larger version later. This is extremely simple. These observers... Oh, there it went. Observe the stalks, and whenever the pumpkin grows, the stalk will connect to it, and it will detect it, and then this piston will go off, and the observer will not detect this piston going off, so it doesn't create this constant loop that you cannot stop. Therefore, the machine is actually collecting pumpkins when they grow, and not just constantly, well, sending off pistons until one grows. It makes for a much more efficient farm, and it's one of my very favorite farm designs. But I'd like to tweak it a bit and make it a bit larger and more efficient in the coming episodes. This over here is something I can't fully reveal yet, but this is intended to be my final mega base structure. It's just outlined in wool for the time being. This structure will be 200 blocks wide in each direction and 120 blocks tall. The impressive thing about this structure is not actually the build. I've built things like this before. I've done mega bases. This is not all that unique as in ideas. What I'm going to put inside of this giant structure, however, is going to be very interesting, and I've never quite seen anything like it in Minecraft before, so we'll see how that goes, but I'm very excited to get cracking on this structure and just begin filling it in with the, well, project, I guess is what I'll call it for now. Here is my industrial district where I keep all of my farms that are automatic, just producing resources in the background. I come here, I AFK for a few hours, and I get more than enough resources to do whatever I need. This is an automatic bamboo farm. It is not the most efficient design you can find, but for a small server, this thing is perfect. It produces a ridiculous amount of bamboo even though it's not the best. And, well, I don't think I'll ever have to craft anything more efficient than this for myself personally, because this produces a ridiculous amount of bamboo and is actually quite simple. I constructed this design myself, and while there are probably ways to simplify this, I just wanted to get it out and get it built so it was producing in the background. There will be a video coming out on a tutorial for this machine here in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that if you would like to construct one yourself. This is my wool farm. It produces every color of wool in Minecraft at a pretty efficient rate. I did probably like 5 or 6 hours of AFK here, and these have produced around 9 to 10 stacks on average, which is a considerable amount of wool. I should never need to go gather wool or build anything else for wool, unless I just need a large amount for redstoning. Now this is my cactus farm. These farms are extremely simple. There will not be a tutorial for this. However, it is a farm. All you do is you just place fence posts 1 block up and in any direction of the cactus. And when the cactus grows, it will break it off and drop it down here automatically into this water stream, sending it down into a collection system. Now this farm is nearly as efficient as my bamboo farm. It produces mass quantities of cactus. In fact, it's started to overflow my machine. So I'll have to increase storage on that, but I should never have to collect cactus ever. Now, this is a prototype honey farm. This model is extremely slow, and I will be redesigning it later and attempting to make a better version. This was my first attempt at one of these, and while it has produced me enough honey to get what I need, it has not produced large quantities and requires a lot of attention. So honestly, for honey itself, I would just recommend collecting it by hand or looking up a tutorial, because this farm is not the simplest out there, and I had a lot of trouble figuring this one out. This is the final farm that I've constructed. It is a very crude iron farm. It is by no means fast or efficient. I will most definitely be reconstructing this farm later. It was just to try and get up iron for early game, and I would like to create a very large bulk iron farm later. But essentially all it is it's this zombie running on this track, scaring these 3 villagers over and over. Ooh, that was almost bad. Scaring those villagers over and over again until they spawn golems. The golems are forced to spawn on top of this farm because I used carpets to block all other spawn points. And they will spawn in water on top of this farm, which will then drop them into this section here. This is just a very simple collection system. It's just a minecart rail where they will be dropped in here. As you can see, we have run this farm a lot by the amount of poppies, which we just don't use. And we've produced a lot of iron. Multiple chests full of iron from this farm. This is a very slow farm. Whenever I create a large and efficient farm, I will never have to go find iron again. These farms are extremely efficient and just, well, they're amazing, honestly. They're one of the fastest and probably the best farm in Minecraft. So I will have a tutorial up for a bulk iron farm shortly. That catches us up on all the farms I've recently constructed. But these next clips are of me and Jester fighting the Wither in a rather interesting way. Please enjoy. I need you to place it on this one after I've jumped on this and we hear... That was 1.
After 2, isn't it?
It's after 3.
3.
There's 2. You'll hear the Withers and the Warden spawn.
And as soon as you set it off, right?
Yep. Go. He should spawn now. Oh crap, he's not spawning. There he goes. Run. Just run. Don't go back to where we were though. Just keep running in a direction. Run. 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 It's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you. Keep running.
Crap. Is just healing faster. It's because it's flying. Last time it wasn't flying as much.
They're actually killing it. Yeah, they got it. They got it. They got it. Now we just
There it
got.
goes.
Oh goodness! I see 3 wardens on my screen. Got it. Got the star.
The zombie following me.
I have a warden on my tail. Welcome to episode 3 of Crowns of Fire. Today, me and Jester will do an end raid, and we begin construction on my massive mega base.
Okay, we're here. Be very... Oh, whoa! Have you ever seen someone go through one of those?
Oh,
That looked really cool.
your shift's not on toggle, is it?
No, I have to hold the button and hope I don't fall to my doom.
That's why I put mine on toggle. Up, no. Oh no. I'm floaty now.
Really,
Oh,
already.
hurts.
Okay, I'm gonna go...
Already, yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and go into the thing to get my, to get the elytra, because it's over a void, and if I fall, I'm doomed. What's a good name for elytra?
Wings of Go Uppy.
Ooh, Silk Touch Pickaxe. That's actually very handy. I'm gonna go ahead and put my good Silk Touch Pickaxe in here. First elytra located. Now I fly off to find Jester some. Ooh, after I raid this. Wow, we really have to build an Enderman farm. That also is an emerald farm. Everything in Minecraft is just some form of emerald farm.
Can you plant chorus plants in the overworld?
Yes, but they have to be grown on end brick. Not end brick, end stone,
yes. Stone, yeah. Okay, I was just making sure because I might bring back a bunch.
Yeah, you need chorus flowers though, so you have to break the bulbs. Specifically the bulbs, not the bottom of the plant.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and I need to break the course. Do I need to break the course for anything specific?
Oh, darn it. I found an end city, but it doesn't have a boat.
Oh, that's nice. Please tell me you had enough wood to get back.
Wood?
Yeah, enough wood, or well,
Rockets?
do you have enough rockets or enough, at least enough to scaffold?
Not to get back to you.
At this point, me and Jester had been hunting for elytra for probably over an hour with very little to no luck. So we decided that after collecting this elytra, we were going to go ahead and leave the end and come back a different day when we had more fireworks and more supplies. But we did end up getting enough elytra for the 2 of us and a few shulker boxes, so it wasn't a complete waste of our time, as well as we found some pretty good loot just lying around in the end cities, allowing us to gear up a little bit better.
I will say though, the risk of losing all your stuff feels a little bit lighter when you have a bunch of villagers.
Yeah, it really does.
Not a whole lot lighter.
Yeah, we need to get like more villagers, like up in the 30s or 40s of villagers.
You know what? Why am I doing this? I just realized I know where an ender chest is. I'm gonna throw everything in it and jump off a cliff. Hey, I don't have anything on me. I don't even have a level because I died earlier, so I'm gonna just throw myself off the Ender City. Whee!
It just fell for life points.
So the end raid ran very short and terribly unlucky. Like, that was our worst end raid ever. So we're going to go ahead and get to work on my mega base, which Jester here has agreed to help me with placing of about 14,000 blocks. Let's get to it. Through this time lapse, I would like to talk more about what I have planned for this build and how exactly I'm going to build it. So as you can see here, it's just going to be a black stone base, and while it is flat right now, it will have a lot more detailing and color in it later. And the other sections will be going from this dark black stone to much lighter colors such as stone and tuff. There will be 4 blocks in 4 different sections. This first section is the shortest and will only be about 30 blocks tall, but overall the build will be about 120 blocks tall and take
upwards of 100,000 blocks in total to construct. After placing about 13,000 to 14,000 blocks, this is the final result of what me and Jester were working on earlier in the episode. Overall, this build is really, really big. Honestly, it looks a lot bigger than even I expected whenever I planned it out, and there is a lot of work left to do. In future episodes, I will be elaborating more on the lore behind this build and what I'm trying to make this into, so keep an eye out for those. Since this episode was a little bit short, I'm going to give some extra clips of me and Jester playing a little mini game that we constructed. Okay, so the mini game is PvP platform, which is where we get on this platform and PvP with one of these selected weapons, and this is all we're allowed to use for the entire fight. There will be 5 rounds each. Whoever gets to 5 wins first wins, and you can either knock them off the platform or just absolutely bludgeon someone until they're dead. Let's get no. Put the crossbow away. 1, 2, 3. Battle! Ow! Wait, you instantly beat me. Oh, I died.
Because I was worried more about punching and opening trap doors.
That was skill. Okay.
That was fast.
1 point to Jester. Crossbow. Okay, for this one, each of us gets a crossbow and 5 arrows. 3, 2, 1, go. No! Not again! I will not lose again! No! 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 Okay, 2 points, Jester. Nothing me. 3, 2, 1. PvP! Die, die. Yes! 3, 2, 1. PvP! Oh.
Ooh, oh no.
3, 2, 1. Go! Ow! Oh! Oh!
Yeah, they hurt, don't they?
Dear goodness, that hurt. 3, 2, 1. Battle! Oh! Yes!
Alright.
3, 2, 1. Battle!
Ooh, these things do a lot. Oh!
Welcome to episode 4 of Crowns of Fire. Today I will be showing you this creeper farm behind me, which is ridiculously efficient, and I will be showing you exactly how this farm works. First of all, this farm is extremely small. It's only about 20 blocks wide by 20 blocks wide and 10 blocks tall. So it won't take up a whole lot of space, although you do want to make sure and build it over an ocean biome for maximum efficiency. To demonstrate how powerful this farm actually is, I've left it running for about 5 minutes. So let's go to the Nether and check out our collection system to see how many creepers we have spawned. Now you can hook this up to an automatic killing machine so that these creepers automatically collect, but I prefer to leave them here in the Nether because there is no mob cap whenever a creature moves through a portal, and they do not despawn once they've gone through a portal. So the mob cap in the overworld stays exactly the same, allowing you to have an infinite number of creepers in this space. This also allows for you to get XP and about triple the normal gunpowder. I'm gonna kill these guys real quick just to show you how much gunpowder you can get. It's at currently about 3 rows, 3.5. So just from about 5 minutes, we already got about 2 more stacks of gunpowder than we had previously,
which means this farm produces around 30 to 40 stacks of gunpowder per hour. This is the fastest farm I've ever built, and honestly, the easiest. For each of what I call nodes in this farm, you are going to need a dispenser, some trapdoors, 4 sea pickles, strangely enough, some stairs, jungle leaves, and a boat. You might be wondering how this plays in, but it will make sense in a moment. I did a 7 node by 7 node farm, so it took me about 49 dispensers to construct it, which actually is not bad, especially with the villager hall. The most expensive part of this build by far is the obsidian for the portals though, so make sure you have a solid supply of obsidian before you build this farm. Now, you place this dispenser on the ground, then you put the raft inside of the dispenser. Next, you place leaves here, then you're going to waterlog these leaves. Now, this allows the boat to rise up through without causing any obstructions to the boat. Next, here's where the sea pickles come in. You place 4 sea pickles here. Next, the portal needs to be constructed on top of the nodules. It has to be directly lined up with the nodules. Otherwise, it won't collect any of the creepers. After you've constructed the portal, next you will need to make a little bit of space outside of the little nodule. And for each nodule, you will need to go over 3 blocks and then place another one. This makes it where there is not enough room for spiders to spawn in between these modules, and creepers get collected as quickly as possible. Now, you will also need to make sure and light this portal. This way the creepers can be collected as quickly as possible. Now, next, you will place trapdoors along these areas. This makes it where only creepers can spawn, because creepers are slightly shorter than other mobs and can spawn underneath trapdoors. This is extremely important in creating creeper farms, because, well, it's literally the only way to get only creepers to spawn. You will also need to come up here and place 1 stair block like this, facing this module. You'll need to waterlog that stair block. This is very important, because it also allows the boat to travel up to the correct position without being obstructed. Now, if you use a stair block, the water will not flow anywhere, but a slab should work because we have these trapdoors beneath it. So either one works for that. Now what you're going to do is you are going to craft up a button, and you'll place this button next to the module. Click this button, and then break it. Now the boat has spawned and been crammed into this block here. Whenever something enters this boat, it will be crammed into this block as well, but since creepers are still 2 blocks tall, their heads will come up through the obsidian, allowing for an instantaneous collection into the nether. This will create a bit more lag for most servers, but if you're on a single player world, it won't really be that big of a deal, especially since the farm only runs when you're near it. So it'll only cause lag on your server if someone is currently running the farm, spawning in these entities. You might also be wondering what we plan on using all this gunpowder for, since it produces such large amounts. The main thing we need is just rockets, but it's also nice to have a healthy stash of TNT, which is definitely a good idea to give to me and Jester. Something else that's related to the gunpowder farm is that Jester over here at his base has been constructing this has been constructing this rather gigantic sugarcane farm. He'll be automating this later, but for now, all you do is you come over here, you break or place this block, and it will send off the machine towards that furnace over there, collecting all the sugarcane that grows in its path. It's very helpful for getting large amounts of fireworks. With the explosives that are being produced by this farm, I went to the Nether and got myself a little bit of an upgrade in about a 20-minute trip. I found the smithing template the other day and really wanted to get to this final stage of late game. Looks so good. Welcome to Crowns of Fire Episode 5, where me and Jester found another trial chamber. So, we're going to be making our second attempt at finding the mace and all the awesome music discs that come with this place. There's an underwater section.
Okay, wait. Pause. I have to get over there and see this.
This is a thing?
Where you at?
The
Wait, where are you at?
beds are in the underwater section.
Where are you at?
In here.
Oh.
I'm starting with the low level ominous bottle.
Okay.
Looking at it. Oh, that looks cool and terrifying.
Oh, so many, and they have swords too.
Oh yeah, they're
okay.
strong.
Perfect.
Oh, I forgot about that. Be careful for the potions. Nope. No, I'm gonna die.
Oh.
I made it into a hole.
What is setting stuff on fire?
Oh, the trial chambers are. They can do that.
Weaving. Oh wow, that's new.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that does. I think it spawns webs. But I'm not sure how. He's gonna kill me. Help me!
Oh.
There go 50 levels.
I don't know how much of this here, but I think I got your food.
Did you get my sword?
Your pick is hurting.
Yeah, did you get my sword?
No, I didn't.
Never mind, my sword's in this hole.
No, I got this.
I'm also missing my
I should have brought
pants.
shield.
And my boots. Oh, there's my boots. Have you seen my pants? Really? Still no ominous key? I did get potion of regeneration though, that's handy. Oh no, whenever I died I lost my potion thingy. Okay, you drink the next one and just stay back, so if I die, we don't lose it. Drink this. I promise you'll be perfectly fine.
You know how many times he said that to me?
Just do it. Good job. Stare at this, and then run away. Come here. Stare at this in the middle of the hallway and run.
I mean,
Run!
woo!
Get away! Up the ladder.
I'm leaving.
How did you get in here?
Where?
I don't know. There was a mob where a mob shouldn't be. Okay, Oh, I accidentally activated one. Oh, the bogged. I'm gonna go ahead and leave before I die. I accidentally summoned a whole bunch of bogged.
Okay.
I actually hadn't seen the bogged till right then. I forgot it existed.
Okay. I have seen them. I have in fact seen them. I just don't remember where.
I haven't seen them in game yet. Breeze are so underpowered when you have Elytra.
Yeah. I'm gonna start making a staircase down.
Don't. No. If you die, we lose the omen, and I only have 2 bottles.
I'm not making it all the way down. I'm making it the 2-block tall at the bottom down. Hey,
How many breezes does this thing spawn?
I'm just trying to figure out how this chamber works. Okay, does it
2
trial
ominous
omen?
keys.
What?
2 ominous keys.
Nice. Does the trial omen keep me from getting the next
Okay.
you keep getting? The ones that are damage?
No, I don't think so. I think you just didn't walk into the potion. Okay, come down here. I need your help opening this. Alright, we're activating our first 2 keys now. Hoping for a mace. Come on. Oh, right off the bat, a music disc and money. That's promising, actually. Ooh, okay, here, take this. Did you get it?
No.
Darn it,
No.
okay.
Just emeralds.
Okay, second attempt. Come on. Nope. Darn it, your turn. Last chance, come on.
Run.
Come on. Nope. 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 Darn it. Darn it. Yeah, this is just a breeze, though. They're
Just freeze.
underwhelmingly.
I think they were stronger than they were because of all the other mobs.
They don't do anything. That was the last one. Ominous trial keys! First try. Okay, let's go get another one of the vaults. Okay. I'm opening it with my key.
Wait.
I fed it. Come on, Mace. No. 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 Darn it! Okay, I actually do want the... Hey. Oh, okay. There you go. I give you a key. Open it. Come on, Mace. Nope. 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 That was underwhelming. What's that chest plate got on it, though? Oh, fire protection 1. Wow, that's underwhelming. Okay, I'm gonna sit down here and I'm gonna play it. Oh, hey, this one reset. Come start it.
There we go.
Very good. You knocked him down. Oh, this is the good one!
Oh, yes. Yes!
It's so cool.
Does this count as copyright? I love this song.
It's so good. It's loud. It's over. We killed it.
It is.
We didn't get it, you
Is that a
keys.
limited code? It now sounds weird because I
Come look over here. Look through this hole. Ah, fire! Ah!
What?
Fire burns. If you didn't know, fire's hot. Heavy core! I got it! I got the heavy core! I did it!
Oh, goodness. Ah. Scared me.
I got it! I got the heavy core for the mace! Oh, we're crafting you up right now, my little friend.
I recorded your reaction. You scared the crap out of me.
Oh, dang. It only has a 0.6 attack speed. It is slow.
Moment.
Oh!
Goodness. Oh,
Squish!
it's powerful.
And that wasn't very high.
You did it early.
Oh! Come on. Squish, 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 squish. I built this board game in vanilla survival Minecraft. Me and my buddy Jester Dragon are going to play it today. I even built functioning dice with screens for this board game, which I will also explain later in this video. Welcome to episode 6 of Crowns of Fire. First, I would like to explain how these dice actually work. It's pretty simple once you understand the mechanics, but it took me a while to get the correct lines hitting the correct parts of the dice. It works using a 3-part system. The first part is the activator, which is this little system here, and it essentially just sends the signal to the correct target blocks. The second part of the system is the randomizer and sorting system, which the randomizer is just a dispenser because they dispense completely random, and then sorting system is just the classic old sorting system that most players know how to use, which then activates the specific section in the activator, which sends off the correct signal for the correct number. The third system is just this minecart with hopper rail that picks up the items from these hoppers and puts them back in the dispenser whenever you're done rolling. If you're only wanting one dice, it's pretty simple. You just build one of these machines here. But if you want 2 dice in the way I've put them, you have to be very careful about how you lay your redstone, which is why these 2 are not symmetrical. I had to figure out how to get this one to fit into such close proximity to this one without the redstone lines intercrossing. The game itself is actually extremely simple. It's essentially just stock Monopoly,
but I've customized everything to be a bit more Minecrafty. We have little candles as pieces. We have pickles as houses and nether brick walls as hotels. This is the money system, which is just, again, stock Monopoly. I got these little spawn points on each of the player spots. We also have Ender Chest and Chest as Chance and Community Chest. The dice work by pushing this button, and it'll show you your number, so 7. You push this button to reset it, and then the numbers will disappear. When this light comes back on, it means the machine is ready to roll again. Well, let's get to actually playing this game. Alright, rolling. I rolled 3. 1, 2, 3.
Great.
Cobble House Lane, cost 60. Okay. And 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Stone Avenue, 100. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, that is.
Come on, doubles. No, 5. Oh, nice. Now I have the color set. Why have all of yours been
Bitch.
Jeter?
What?
Jeter?
What?
Jeter.
In what way?
Jeter.
Oh, gee. 6, 7, 8. Gosh darn it!
4, 5, 6, 7. I own it, and I get $200. But I'm gonna spend 100 of that upgrading.
I think I don't know if I'm gonna win this because I haven't been able to get any of my pass goes.
Go to Block Walk. And I can afford it.
11.
No, not Idiot Isle. Can you afford it?
I can't afford it. No, I can't.
You're
I'm
saying
100
about
short.
what
I'm
were-
100 short.
I'm 6 inches short. Get over it. You owe me $250.
How much is it? 250?
Yeah, it's got a hotel on it. Where do you think all my money went?
Goodness.
So we've been playing for a while now. It got really repetitive and boring, so we skipped over some of that. So I got hotels all along this street here. And then Jester has this color set. And this color set over here. So we're doing about sort of even at the moment. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No! You have the money for it, don't you?
More than enough. There
I've
we
been
go.
trying to land on that since the beginning of the game. Oh yeah, it was double 6.
Oh.
Darn it.
Double 6s.
I like it. Really? Alright, he's getting close to mine. I really need the money at the moment because I'm kind of broke. I made it. Is there anything even there? Oh, there's a lot there. I'm saved. I'm saved. I've lost all of my cash and pretty much everything else, honestly. No hotels, barely any houses. Most of my properties are mortgaged. All I really got left is the train stations, and he would have to land on them every roll 20 times just to keep me in the game any longer. I'm down to $3.
Like in your inventory total,
That's all I have. I built these amazing dice. Also, I could lose.
no matter what you do, you
I
can't get 1050.
declare bankruptcy! Well, that was easier than I thought. In the end, I lost, but it was still very fun to play Wiseopoly with Jester, and we plan on doing it again very soon. I need a ton of slime blocks for my next project, so I'm building a slime farm that makes more slimes than I'm ever going to need. Let's get through a quick time lapse, then I'll show you how this works. Welcome to episode 7 of Crowns of Fire. You may be wondering, what do I need so much slime for? And there's actually a lot of good uses for slime in Minecraft. The main one being redstone, because it can move so many other blocks. But there's also a lot of other neat things you can make with it, like playing pranks on your friends. And these also negate fall damage, so you can make trampolines that will bounce you, parkour runs, and just a whole lot of other really cool stuff. Alright, with that done, let's get to how this farm really works. First, all you really need is to kind of build this about 3 or 4 block tall box. I went with 5, but Endermen do spawn inside, so it would probably be smarter to go a little bit shorter. After that, you're going to need to add a slab roof, but make sure it's a bottom slab so mobs cannot spawn. You could also cover the entire thing with tinted glass, which I could have done here, but it's kind of expensive, so I went ahead and just made a little box so I can see the slimes spawning. After you do that, you're going to want to place mushrooms on every single square inside of this farm, because brown mushrooms let off a light level of exactly 1. You can see in the debug screen, 1 light level from blocks. And slimes can spawn in any light level under 7, but the lower the light level, the faster they spawn. So this is the most efficient way to make the farm. You can also use glow lichen or candles to make this farm work. But as you can see, it's running now. It's very powerful. You'll also need to build this little hole with water pushing the slimes into the middle. With magma blocks, we'll kill them faster along the edges, and soul campfires will kill them the fastest in the center. This little pedestal you see in the middle is where you would stick an iron golem, but mine died and I had to get a new one. Something very, very important to do with this farm is to make sure you light up the area around it, which is something I didn't exactly do. I lit up this area over here a little bit, but the farm turned out bigger than I expected, and I didn't light up everywhere else, which causes it not to run at night, so I do have to fix that later, but it's a really simple solution. You just run around with a couple stacks of torches and light up for about 50 or 60 blocks in each direction. After that, you're going to want to build yourself a little AFK box about 80 to 100 blocks above it, so that the slimes will spawn at the most efficient rate. As you can see now, the slimes are spawning and being killed by the collection system. So let's go see how many slimes we've actually produced just from running this farm for a few minutes. Okay, so it's produced about 7 stacks of slimes in about, I'd say, 7 or 8 minutes, and that's not at full efficiency at all. Like, it would need to be so much faster to be full efficiency. That's just about everything you need to know to build one of these farms. Now that we've done that, let's go lay a couple little pranks for our buddy Jester and his base. Alright, so we've used a very simple little repeater clock system down here. I probably could have made this a lot smaller, but I didn't really care about making it compact. And we've made a very harmless little prank in Jester's base where this little dude just shoots out of this little tube every few seconds, and I don't know why, but this cracks me up. Like, this is one of the best things I've ever seen, and I made it so much better. Oh, he shoots out so much farther. That's amazing. Oh, Jester, I'm sorry. It's too good. I couldn't resist. This is what I was talking about. Slimes are amazing. I mean, look at this. I couldn't do this without a slime block. Yeah, it's so funny. In a previous video, I mentioned building a giant tunnel bore, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. The reason I want to build this tunnel bore is I need a lot of redstone for a future project, and I wanted to get that knocked out. So, let's get through a quick time lapse, and then we'll get to using the machine. Welcome to episode 8 of Crowns of Fire. Alright, after getting tunnel bore constructed, me and Jester ran it for just a little while. I mean, we only mined about 300 or 400, maybe 500 blocks in this direction, you know, collecting resources. But I did notice one small problem. That problem being the tunnel bore is not big enough for my standards. This thing mines extremely quickly and gets us plenty of resources, just as many as we'll need, but my style's overkill. So I went ahead and doubled it. Now let's get into using this farm a little bit. I haven't tested out the second side yet, so we're going to do that right now and hope it doesn't blow up in our faces, literally and figuratively. Oh. Excuse us, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. We'll be right back. Alright, so I did a little testing and figured out, I built the activation sequence wrong. So I need to completely rebuild that system, which shouldn't take more than a few minutes. So we'll get right to that. Alright, now I've worked out all the bugs in the machine, and it runs perfectly smooth. All 12 nodes go off at the exact same time, and the entire machine just bombs the crap out of this place. There's 12 of them, so we get plenty of resources. I'm going to run it for about 20 or 30 minutes and see how many resources we actually get. Something that does need to be noted about these farms is you have to be very careful with lava and water and gravel. If gravel falls on top of the machine, it'll get stuck and blow up your head. So you got to be very careful about that, as well as water and lava will essentially do the same thing. Just lava makes it much worse. So like right here, we have to take a bucket and we need to fill this in so that it doesn't catch the TNT on fire. Now building one of these machines is actually extremely simple, but I was having a bit of trouble actually stringing them together. So I found a tutorial on Shulkercraft. It's an amazing channel with some really cool tutorial videos. Y'all should definitely go check that out. But yeah, this thing's extremely powerful, and I shouldn't have to go manually mining ever again. Also, something you don't have to do, but I do highly recommend, is building your tunnel bore at -Y54 and no deeper, because this is the area where lava will spawn directly beneath your machine. As you can see here, the lava pool spawned here. The machine is 1 block above it. That way, clearing out lava is very simple. You just place a single bucket of water, and it should take care of everything. I also wouldn't recommend building it any taller than Y-54, because then you won't get near as many diamonds. This is about the perfect area for mining diamonds. This area also works really well for redstone, but if you're wanting more things like iron and copper, you're going to need to build this way up higher in the stone area to collect those. So I ran the farm for about 15 minutes and got a considerable amount of resources. If this was a solo player world, I would be set for a long time. But since I do have another player on the server, this helps with trading with Jester and everything. But we got nearly half a stack of diamonds, so that's really good. Over a stack of gold, 2 stacks of lapis, and 5.5 stacks of redstone dust, which is the main reason we built this farm. And oh boy, has it paid off. That's not all I've gotten from this farm either. This chest here, all of this is from the farm, and I've already spent probably 9 stacks of that building. We also get a ton of deep slate from this, and that's just some. I threw out everything else. And the diamonds. Oh my gosh, we have so many diamonds from this farm. Jester has, I think, around 2 stacks of diamonds at the moment, so we are definitely beating him out in cash. Let's count out how many we actually have. In total, I have almost 16 stacks of diamonds, so a considerable amount, and I plan on running this farm a lot more and getting a lot more diamonds.
A while back, I began building this massive base, and today we're going to double its size, as well as I finally reveal the huge project I'm building inside, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Welcome to episode 9 of Crowns of Fire.
First of all, we're going to have to change up the way this is a little bit and add a bit of shaping to it, because just it being this flat top here isn't going to look so good once we get all the detailing in. So we're going to shape the top of it a little bit, and then we will add in the next layer. Alright, so I've been working a little bit, and I came up with this design here, and so far I'm really liking the way it's turning out. So I'm going to surround the entire base with this, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we've gotten this around the whole base, and I must say it looks amazing. It took a lot of blackstone that I didn't quite have yet, so I had to collect that. And now we have 12 shulker boxes of this smooth basalt, which is extremely good for our color palette. And we're going to go through and build this up about another 40 blocks or so, and about 20,000 blocks in total. So let's get through that by doing this quick time lapse, and then I have a lot more to show you guys. Last episode, I did say we would be adding a new player this episode, but due to some difficulty with scheduling and just some technical stuff, he was unable to join this week, but we should have him on next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Alright, now we've placed over 20,000 blocks to get this portion of the base done, and oh boy, I couldn't be happier. It looks great, the texturing on top has come out amazing, and the size of it just adds to everything so well. We'll be doing the next section out of Tough here soon, but I do have to collect all of that, which is about 15 or so shulker boxes, so that may be a bit. But this is going to go up to at least double its current size, probably a little bit more. And then we have some really cool detailing to do on the outside, which I will get to in future episodes. But I haven't settled on exactly what I'm going to be doing yet, so I still have to do some testing for that. Now, we also have a design for something going inside that I haven't quite revealed yet, which I am about to. I have this giant shell of a base currently, with nothing inside. So today, I think it's finally time we began to build the secret project that goes inside. So first of all, I gotta build up a little structure here to fit some things inside of, mainly some redstone machines, before we can actually get to what's gonna be in here. But what it's essentially gonna be is a gigantic game that fills up this entire base, and it's gonna be a huge map with its own full level progression, stat counters, all kinds of really cool stuff, including a seed generator so that the map will never be quite the same as it was before. This is just so that the players have more variety in their runs, and it's not quite the same every time they play, and keeps interest in the game for a little while longer.
I've named this game Dungeon Run, and it takes a very long time to complete. Each player will take upwards of a month or 3 to finish.
It's mainly a skill-based game. You can get quite lucky on certain runs, but to complete the game, you are going to have to be very, very good at it, because when you die on a run in the dungeon, you lose all of your XP for that run and have to restart to grind it back out. This project is also going to take me many months to build because it is absolutely gigantic and fills up my base. So, you're going to have to wait to see it fully in action until I can get that done. Now that we got this little platform built, we're going to build up some walls and just decorate this place a little bit better before we get into building up a lot of the redstone components for this game, which are going to be considerable. Alright, now that we've built up a little bit of decoration for this, I'm going to discuss what each thing does real quick. What you can see behind me is a stat counter. So they'll have 5 different stats with 6 levels each. These are going to be used for just staying alive in the dungeon a little while longer. This behind me now is the entrance to the lobby, which is just going to be where players wait for it to be their turn or for the dungeon to reset. And then this is the level counter. This is one of my more impressive things. It will keep track of your player level separate of other players' level and will influence everything in the game. It's really neat once it's done, but that's going to take a lot of building up of redstone contraptions inside to finish. This over here on the left is where you will select your difficulty, and on the right is where it will display the difficulty. And the little hole nearer to the floor there is the entrance to the actual dungeon, and I can't help but noticing it looks a little bit like a face, which I'm not sad about. Alright, so we've gotten some of the redstone in behind all of this, and we've decorated up a little bit more with the redstone lamp so you can see what your levels are going to be and what your stats are going to be, as well as we've also pathed out some of the sections so that we know where they're going to be. Let's get into that real quick. The first part of this is the stat counter. So you'll have different stats such as speed, which may increase your speed. Maybe at the wrong time you might run into lava, but at the right time it might jet you past some terrible mob that you need to get through. And then over here, the level counter. It will go up a level every time you gain enough XP. The XP counter is something I'm going to have to invent later because it is a little bit more complicated. But you complete quests, bring them back, deposit them into your generator, and then you will receive a certain amount of XP that will contribute to giving you your next level. We've also put in a bunch of redstone behind this machine so that it will actually function in a fraction of what it's supposed to do. Later, I'll get everything needed for this to fully function put in, but that's a lot of stuff to do, and it will have to come in a later video, sadly. So make sure and keep an eye out for when that video releases. As you can probably see here, we have a weird redstone contraption that essentially allows the player to level up and change this clock without being reset or anything. It just sets your level and saves it in a machine. Now, we don't have anything too complex back here, just a few simple circuits to allow the player to level up and to display their levels. So what happens here is whenever you put a block here, it will lock this hopper using this comparator and this repeater to power the piston. So now the only hopper that can receive anything is the one in front of it, and it will fill up on just one item. This is extremely useful if you're wanting something that will count levels or something like that. And then it'll send out a signal that will reach only one redstone signal to the red decoder over here, which is an extremely helpful machine that I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without. What this whole machine here does is display the level based on a redstone signal hitting these blocks. Because we have the filled up hopper 15 blocks away, it allows it to fill up and send a redstone signal of 1, therefore displaying a 1 on our number counter. Now, if we go through here, you can see I've started laying down a few pathways and a few little circles. These circles are going to be the rooms of the dungeon, and then the few little blocks that you can see sticking up here are going to be used for doors. These will lock with a certain seed, so you cannot use that path. There will be other paths, so you can always get where you need to go. This way it doesn't give you a quest that's just impossible to complete. But the seed generator will generate a seed and block off a bunch of these doors, making it where certain areas are just completely inaccessible. But the seed generators on a maxed leveled
Dungeon run will only be the same one time out of
4.7 billion times, which is much more than I was actually expecting. But I'm really happy with it because it makes it where the experience is a lot more random and the players are going to have a lot of fun with the map kind of being a bit confusing and not exactly memorizable. Now, I do have a lot of redstone to put in here to be able to make a seed generator, and that seed generator to actually activate only certain parts of the dungeon. And then we also have to make quests, which will go inside of the larger rooms. And if you complete the quest you're given at the beginning of the game and escape alive, you'll receive a certain amount of XP. The higher the difficulty, the more XP you'll receive for said quest. And each of these little rooms is going to take a bit, but we're going to fill up this entire base with these rooms. So that's going to take a little bit, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun when it's done. Today I'm building a gold farm that is going to produce so much gold, it's going to supply this entire server. As well as I start the shopping district and build a bartering farm so we can get even more items to sell in our shop.
Alright, so we've gotten this little platform built up, which is going to be our AFKing and collection system platform. Super simple. The mobs just fall to their deaths down onto this platform, and then it will automatically collect the drops and sort them out, so we're not having to deal with any of the flesh or non-stackable items. Alright, so we've built up a little killing chamber and miniature collection system. We're going to upgrade that here in just a minute whenever we make the bartering farm over here and the gold collection system over there. We also have placed 3 platforms up there, but I want to get it quite a lot higher because the more of these platforms we add, the more effective this farm becomes. So we're going to do that real quick before we build the bartering and collection system. Alright, so I've finished up this entire farm and built up the collection system for the gold and a little auto crafting system, as well as I've constructed a bartering farm. It's only got 2 piglins in it for now. We might increase that later, but for now, 2 piglins produces enough supplies for me and pretty much the entire server, so not too much. This system over here, this is just a gigantic backup log in case too much gold flows through. This is the crafting system, which I need to rig up to stop this thing so it's not wasting gold whenever this chest fills up, but I've emptied all that for now. And it's produced over a shulker box of gold. Like, I've used probably 15 stacks of gold in the bartering farm already, so this has produced a crap ton of supplies. None of these have any in them because, well, I haven't used it enough to fill it up yet, but I made way more storage than necessary. This little system over here is just a dropper clock so that anytime zombie flesh or other items that are not gold come through, they'll burn in lava because we don't want any of that. It's way too much. This thing produces probably the few thousand zombie flesh per hour, and no, just no. These guys, what happens here is the dropper falls into the cobweb, dropping the gold down to these 2 who make more than enough supplies that we need. Like, we have a ton of stuff, especially gravel and blackstone, which we are about to use to open up a new shop. We're going to sell all the items we get from this farm and from many of the other farms, such as our cactus farm, our wool farm, a whole bunch of things, and it's just going to be in this giant shop for everybody so that Jester can come and buy what he needs with diamonds, and then he'll probably make some shops and I'll go buy what I need with diamonds. It's just to keep everybody's able to get their own thing without having to build every farm in the game on their own. The farm itself came out to be 9 layers tall, and it, as you can see now, it produces a lot of zombified piglins, like, per minute. We spawn-proofed it with some glass on top every other block so that no ghasts or magma cubes spawn, because if they do, the ghasts can blow up your farm and the magma cubes are just a pain to get rid of. The main platforms are made out of magma blocks because those stop anything but zombified piglins from falling through. And look, just so many of them spawn. The reason they go towards the center is using turtle eggs, which you can see here. These turtle eggs, mobs like to smash them for whatever reason, and then the trapdoors make it where they can't see that there's no block here, and they just walk off into this abyss. A few of them do get stuck sometimes, I'm not sure why, but whenever more piglins come by, they'll just push them down the hole, so it's not really a problem. And this thing used about 11 turtle eggs, so they are an expensive block, but they go a long way. You want to make sure the piglins cannot in any way get to these turtle eggs, though, because then, as I said before, they like to smash them, and those will no longer be there, and you have to replace them. They just die from fall damage down there, so no looting, none of that, because I don't want to AFK this farm and have to use an auto clicker, because those are just a pain. So I rigged it up to where they just fall by fall damage, and for whatever reason, you need to AFK this farm about 30 or 40 blocks to the side of it, up by it, instead of down below it, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why. You'd think it would work perfectly fine, but it really doesn't. It barely produces any when you stand below it. With all that done, I'm going to go build the shop that we're going to sell all these items, including the gold, in, so that we can produce a few more diamonds from Jester, and so hopefully he'll open a shop where we can buy items from, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to get items you don't want to collect yourself, but somebody else might have a lot of. So I've built this little hole here, and I'm going to decorate it up a little bit and sell 4 items per layer, each one in one of these 4 walls, and this is what I'm kind of going to decorate it like. I think this will work pretty well. It looks decent. Not a huge color palette, but just enough
to give it some detail without it looking way too busy. I'm kind of just thinking I want to dig down a whole bunch of layers and just sell a ton of items. And eventually, I want to sell so many items that I reach bedrock with this giant hole. And you just go shop in this really strange vertical building. And I'm thinking maybe you go up with water to the top or something like that. And kind of going for a mine shaft look. Alright, so after 30 to 45 minutes of building, I've gotten a little something done. 2 layers are finished, and I was going to use water here, but I couldn't get it to flow correctly, so I'm just using scaffolding instead, because they work almost the same way, and it looks really neat with the mine shaft style I'm going for. Each of these things will sell one different block, for instance, crying obsidian, gold, blackstone, and so on. There's 2 layers so far, but I do want to add a ton more later. And I want to get a little bit more detailing into this, but for this episode, I think this will do just fine. I've got 8 items for sale, so that's pretty decent, and all of those are from the gold farm we made earlier. We'll get all our other farms to be stocking this pretty soon. I just got to build another couple layers and get the little prices set up, which I need to do real quick. But I believe that's all for this episode of Crowns of Fire. To keep up with all my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.